As the game opened up, that's when you seemed to get on top, once it stopped being so much of a tactical battle.
Yeah.
Does that tell you anything going forward into 3 weeks' time?
Yeah, that tells us that we can rely on our fitness, which is a fantastic feeling in the end of a season, in the end of so many matches. We can rely on our team spirit and on the fighting spirit and on this effort. This team never stops. They simply hate to lose.
Well, Pep, 2 penalties. One you got, one you didn't get. What's your feeling on both?
We missed the first, the second was not given, so yeah, that's all.
You seemed particularly upset with the one that wasn't given. What was your view on it? What's the biggest frustration with that?
It's penalty.
Yeah, we played a system that we're not used to match theirs today. Thought we played pretty well. If the penalty goes in the first half, you know, the game's over and done with. Kept them in the game, and you know they won it late on.
Callum Hudson-Odoi looked as though he was about to score, but goodness me, you wanted to get there first.
Yeah, I think he kicked my foot. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's the goal what counts, whoever scores it, and the 3 points for us, and that's the most important thing. We got to keep going, but today it was very important to win for us.
We have another 3 chances to be champion. The important is that, to win it, learn from that, and we're going to move on.
Yes, they'll have to wait a little while longer. Entertaining stuff, though, Alan. I think it's safe to say it wasn't quite Sergio Aguero's day.
I think it's very safe to say that. I mean, he should have had a couple of goals, shouldn't he? The first one, he tries to take a touch for some reason, and should stick it away, but it's a poor touch when he decides to do that. Good running behind
assist,
from
isn't it?
Jesus. I think that's what he said to Raheem after the Raheem scores. That you should just put that in there, shouldn't he? Doesn't need to take a touch. But
very unselfish.
Raheem Sterling's there to save him on that occasion, and took it away, and that's what he's saying to him there. Did you like my assist to you? I don't think he is, do you? But no, it wasn't a great day for him. Then they get the penalty, righty.
Yeah, to be honest, if that's clumsy, I think that is a bit clumsy of Billy Gilmore. We'll speak about the other penalty, but yeah, you can see it there. He's clipped him. And can I just say, with the penalty, it's quite a high, good Panenka, but the goalkeeper's got to get credit. He's not committed himself.
It's a high, good one.
Yeah, because look how it's good. It would have went right into the middle of the goal. You know what I mean? It'd been fine. It was a nice height, but the goalkeeper
could happen to anyone.
Could happen to anyone. A right fool when that
Oh,
happens.
that's a shot. I knew this was coming.
Oh. That is the worst one.
It nearly went in.
No, it didn't.
What idiot tries that when he's about to get an England record?
Well, I didn't. There was no Twitter around then, so I couldn't apologise. So I'll do it now. I'm so sorry to everyone. Sergio's an apology. I mean, I don't think that's necessary.
I can't see Manchester City fans be upset with him for doing that. You know, I suppose that's so.
It happens. It's part of football. I mean, if you take a dink and you score, you look great.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just when you miss, you look an absolute fool. But there we go. Chelsea were much better in the second half, weren't they, Alan? And I think the wing backs.
The reason why
they
were much better in the second half is that they got Alonso and James a lot higher up the pitch, and they were a lot more involved, and you can see by that graphic there, and what I'm talking about, the touches in the opposition box between them. 1 in the first half, 5 in the second half, and as I said, they got at least 20-25 yards further up. Reece James, who I thought particularly second half was magnificent, he gave Mendy a torrid time, and this was a constant. His pace and his drive and his quality to get up there, and they couldn't handle him, and it was 3 or 4 occasions that he was able to do that, keep possession. But when he's doing that, he's pulling everyone else up there with him. Great skill to get into that in that position. But there's his teammate on the other side, Alonso. It's not just one of them. It's both of them getting in there. Then he's actually looking in there to try and pick him out. OK, he doesn't on this occasion then. First touch, straight past Mendy. Again, first thought was get it, and that is a brilliant ball. But that guy, again, is there. This time it's his turn. He gets forward there. Mistake from City defensively. It's a decent save, but he's up there and he's causing problems. Got him highlighted again. Good run from Werner, which we'll talk about in a minute. But he gets his look. And he deserves that look, and Reece James deserved it, because they were getting in there, were prepared to gamble. And I thought Chelsea, and that was the big difference in that second half, and big win for them.
Yeah, Chelsea had other opportunities, perhaps for a little bit, being a bit over-eager
I think so. Yeah, I think Timo Werner, I think he's having a good season. I know he scored his 29 goals at Leipzig, his best season, and I think coming with that kind of pressure of scoring goals and then missing the chances he's had, I think sometimes you just have to look at the runs he makes. I just think that he makes the kind of runs, you just get back on side, get yourself on side. That ball's coming back in. He feels like he should be there because he's going to be there for the tapping, but doesn't get on side. Look, if you get on side, look, Ake's inside, he's got so much space, you get yourself on side, bam, they pass that through, you're in.
A little spin.
Yeah. For me, that's just lazy. I think that's just lazy work. He's got to get himself on side because he's got the power, he's got the pace.
Because that's the big thing. He doesn't have to do that. Even if he gets back and gives himself...
Look again, watch out. Look,
yeah.
Running straight offside. He could see the line. Think to yourself, once he sorts that out, you have to say that he's going to probably get himself into a lot more chances and he's going to get more chances. Obviously, going to have to be more clinical. But the time he did get onside, you see Ruben Dias kind of drops in, he gets into this situation. And to be honest, he was a bit of a thorn in their side all day with his pace. And he sets up another goal.
And do you know if someone can work with him on that, he is that quick. He was to get back onside. Once he gets away, there's not many defenders will catch him.
No, exactly. A couple of incidents to look at, both involving Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
First, should he have perhaps seen red? And
I think he was lucky.
In the current climate, he's lucky not that's not a red card. We've seen red cards this season given for less than that, and another referee will send him off. On this occasion, I think it should, without doubt, be a penalty. I mean, he's had 2 or 3 pops at him, hasn't he, Zuma?
Yeah.
Only 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but like we're saying that, like Billy Gilmour was clumsy. He can't even get near the ball. It's the referee.
This is a good angle.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
He's all right. He can't get a shot off there. And the way the referee waved it away, he's made an error.
Yeah.
That's what VAR's for. VAR should intervene in that and say, listen, he's caught him there. Especially he gave the penalty earlier on. He's caught him there.
It was a howler. OK.
Has taken to social media to say this: I would like to apologise to my teammates, staff and supporters for missing the penalty. It was a bad decision and I take full responsibility. Sean?
For me, it's good to see. He's obviously apologised in the changing room to everybody, and to come out openly and admit that he was wrong, for me, in a way, it's good professionalism. But at the same time, I don't think he should have thought about doing something like that. If anything, like Mo said, just sometimes hit it as hard as you can. Just hit the target and let the goal go in.
It's a funny one. I don't like apologise. Not me personally. I don't like...
We know that.
I don't like it when...
You don't need to tell us that.
Well, I don't like it when someone misses a chance and feel like you've got to apologise because you missed a chance. Hang on a minute, you've scored more goals than anyone in the history of the club. I mean, don't really have to apologise. Bad decision. I get that. As I say, the quality of the penalty, once he decided that was what I was going to do, the actual quality of the penalty was fine for what he wanted to do. It was just a bad decision. I just don't like that penalty. I've never taken one like that in my career. And, I don't like to see it. But, he decided to do it. He knew the repercussions. You made a fool if you chip it into the goalkeeper's hands and he doesn't move. So with that knowledge, then I don't think you'd then have to come out and apologise. But hey, fair play to him if he feels he needs to do it.
That's the thing. I don't think he was apologising so much for the miss. I think it was more for taking that decision. That's what I personally took from it.
He knows he's going to take that penalty for ages. For the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he's thinking, next penalty I'm going to take, I'm going to do that. Because that's what you practice, yeah, definitely. He would never have got brought down there and thought, right, all of a sudden, got 4 seconds and themselves, do you know what, I'm going to try to dink the keeper. He's been thinking that for ages, so it's not really it's not, as I say, I go back to it, sure why he's apologising.
So, I mean, you're saying you would never take a penalty like that, but if you'd been in that as a goal scorer and Golden Boot winner, you wouldn't have gone to social media and done that?
No, because, I have thought about that. On a Friday, I'm practising penalties. I'm thinking, right, if I get a penalty, I know I'm playing against that goalkeeper. This is what I'm going to do. I go to bed knowing what I'm going to do. He knew what he was going to do. He was that sorry about what he was going to do. He would never have done that. I mean, I think it's just the reaction, the timing, what's happened, it would have killed the game probably. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a bad decision what he did. I would never have done it myself. But
it's interesting what you're saying.
What's he done for Man City? He scored loads of goals. You don't need to apologise for missing a penalty. Not committed crime.
No, he's probably... No one's suggesting he has, Michael.
He's doing the right thing.
These goal scorers, when they get going.
No, but I can...
The psychology of these goal scorers...
Steve, I can agree with what he's saying, though. I can agree. I don't think he should have to apologise. I feel like he would have done that in the dressing room. He would have walked in and said to his teammates, my bad, I'm sorry. I don't think he had to personally come out.
Isn't it just the manner of it? And as we've said, ironically, that goal would have won the Premier League title, we think, at 2-0.
Yeah, it most probably would have. But it's football. He made a decision. Like Mo will tell you, you practice. You practice through the week. You practice the day before the game. So Mo, as a striker, knows he most probably would have practiced that before that penalty got given.
And I respect him for coming out and apologising and taking full responsibility. I respect that. He's a bigger man than me, obviously, because I wouldn't have done it. Listen, I'd score a penalty. I'm not saying everyone should be praised. If I miss one, I'm not going to say sorry. That's my job. Sometimes I'll score them, sometimes I'll miss them.
Do you
but if I
apologise
miss
for
them, I
making
don't want to have
mistakes
to say sorry to everyone. I mean,
do you ever apologise for making general mistakes in life?
Of course, if I make a mistake, I'll apologise.
Yeah, OK. Right, we've been asking this question for weeks. When will Manchester City win the Premier League? You started the day today by thinking, yes, this is the day. Tomorrow could be the day, but ironically, they're looking at the red side of Manchester now. They play 3 times, well documented, in quick succession, before City play at Newcastle. So, I'm going to ask you now, looking at it, Villa away, Leicester home, Liverpool at home, all in quick succession. When does City be confirmed champions?
I personally would say Leicester game. But for me, I know the City camp, they won't even be acknowledging the Man United situation. They'll be just
won't be watching it together tomorrow?
Some of them will, some of them won't. I personally think they will just focus on the next game they got coming up. They're not going to sit there waiting and relying on Man United. They have to be mentally prepared in case Man United win all 3, so they're focused going into that next game. So I think they will just say, next game that we got coming up, we have to win, collect the title.
We're going to be watching Villa tomorrow. Could tomorrow be the day? Can they beat United?
It could. They can. Jack Grealish still not back fit. I don't think they will. I think Manchester United are a very hard team to beat. So I think it's going to continue for another few days, yeah. OK. Thomas Tuchel, what a day again for him and for Chelsea with a 2-1 win. Since he arrived at Chelsea to succeed, Frank Lampard, when you remember, he took training at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday evening and then took charge on a Wednesday night. And since then, 16 Premier League games played, 35 points accumulated, 11 clean sheets in that period as well. And only City, 4 points clear, have taken more points. Just how impressive is that to come in mid-season into the form that Chelsea were in and do that? It's unbelievable in the Premier League. It's a fantastic record. And we mustn't forget all the other, the cup competitions as well. 2 cup finals. It's a staggering start. He's got an unbelievable pool of players to choose from. I think if you fast forward to the summer and you ask, Pep Guardiola who you're thinking is the biggest dangers to retain your crown, then I think they'll be saying Chelsea. They've got great players. They'll probably spend again. They've got a very, very good manager. Comes across brilliantly on the television in his interviews. I think they're a team going places, and it looks like they're going to get their hands on some silverware this season. What's been the defining difference for you? A bit of clarity, a bit of identity to the team since he came in?
I think identity is one of the bigger ones, but I think the resilient side of him of not to concede goals. I think under Frank, they conceded a few goals, a bit too many for me. They was a bit open because they was more expansive in attacking, but I think since Tuchel's come in, he's not, I wouldn't say regiment, but they're just solid. It's not an easy to go and get a goal against Chelsea, as you've seen in the stats. And then I think they've just built steadily. And the attacking plays coming together now. Everybody's hitting form at the exact same time as well. So for me, he's done an amazing job.
Now, as Pep says, 3 weeks today, we'll all be watching 2 Premier League giants in a Champions League final. He has got the better of him in an FA Cup game. He's got the better of him at the Etihad in a Premier League game. So what does that give him and Chelsea going into that Champions League final, Michael? Absolutely. Loads of confidence. I've no doubt that Manchester City are the best team in Europe, but it's horses for courses. You don't necessarily go and steamroller everyone. And I think that Chelsea, the style of play, the way they are, I think Pep Guardiola's dreading it in a way. I think Tuchel is rubbing his hands together thinking,
we've got their number. We know how to beat them. We can frustrate them. And I think Pep Guardiola is slightly worried. Twice in the space of a week or two, he's beat him, and they're playing him again soon.
They certainly are. Sean, Michael, thank you very much indeed for your company today.